Hey guys, it's Jocelyn Delk Adams from Grandbaby Cakes, and I am partnering with Today Food for cooking in pajamas. I'm pretty comfy. This is sort of my lounge wear for when I'm cooking in the kitchen. And today we're going to be making some super fun lemon lime soda biscuits. You guys can trust me because I come from a long lineage of women who have been making biscuits, on a daily basis, okay? So just walk with me through this recipe. It's super simple. You probably have most of the ingredients at home, so let's get started. So to begin, I've got this baking pan. You can also use a cast iron skillet. In fact, I love those because you get this nice crisp texture on the bottom. It's delicious. So we're going to add some melted butter to the bottom of our pan here. Don't you just love butter? Oh my gosh. We're gonna swirl this around like so. Get that really nice and coated. And then we're pretty much already done. So next we're gonna move on to the dry ingredients. Here I've got a regular baking mix that you can find in your grocery store. They make biscuits, they make pancakes, basically the sky's the limit. Next I'm going to add some sour cream. And I love to use the full fat because it gives so much richness to these biscuits and it just gives such an incredible tang and deliciousness. You're just gonna love these, oh my goodness. And then we're gonna add in our lemon lime soda. And so this is gonna go straight into our dry ingredients. And then we're just gonna start to swirl this around. Get it really mixed up in there, really good. So you'll start to see as you mix this in, it'll get a little sticky in texture, or if you need to add a little bit more liquid, you could even add a little bit of butter. It's totally up to you. In fact, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more butter in here. Oh my gosh, that's good stuff. And then I've got some sour cream. I'm gonna add the rest of that in there. This is what I do also when I'm in my kitchen. I make all types of weird noises and sing songs to myself. It's pretty fun. Okay, then we're gonna just mix that up really good. And then I'm gonna put a little flour here. Add that right there because this dough can be a little sticky. And you'll sort of play this by ear too. So we're gonna dump right out. And don't be afraid about getting everything out. Don't worry about that. You can get bulk of it out. This makes large biscuits, small biscuits, however you wanna do it. And then so we just sort of start patting this together, right? Don't worry about doing a lot of kneading. In fact, the best thing about biscuits is they're pretty low maintenance. You don't want to do a lot of overworking them or just getting in there like you're making pie dough. You don't have to do all of that. These will come together perfectly. So you'll see this nice round. Oh my gosh, look at that. We're almost done. Can you believe it? So right here, once I sort of get this nice shape and I've gotten just a little flour to just work that through, I'm going to do these about maybe 3/4 of an inch or an inch high in height, but these are gonna rise up beautifully as you see, and they're gonna turn into these gorgeous golden brown, mounds of heaven, basically. So next, I'm going to take a nice cookie cutter, round cutter. You can also use the back of a jar. Do not make this difficult. You can use whatever you have at home. You can even cut these out and make them sort of drop biscuits or just drop them in the skillet. You can do whatever you want. So I just make sure that I add a little flour to the outside so it doesn't stick. And then I'm just gonna add this right into our mound and then let that sort of fall through. Oh my gosh, do you see that, guys? Do you see that? Ooh, you just made biscuits, how easy. And we're gonna add this right into our buttered pan. And then here comes the next one. There's two. And you know, you can easily double this recipe as well. Like my big mama, who I talk a lot about with Grandbaby Cakes, who was my muse, I adored her so much. She used to make biscuits every single day, okay? So when we come to like visit in Mississippi, she would already have biscuits going. Like when we would wake up, we would smell the biscuits. And they were just so easy for her. She did them instinctually. Like she didn't really require a recipe. So this is sort of an ode to her because it's an easier way for you to do it right at home. And it doesn't require a lot of ingredients. It's stuff that you already probably have in your pantry. And you know, there's nothing like waking up to beautiful biscuits, trust me, because I used to devour them and everyone in my family used to devour them too. So here I made about 4. And like if I took all the rest of this, I could probably make 5, 6. I could double this recipe, make enough for probably just my brother and myself, to be honest, because we used to eat them all up. And then you can take the rest of them, like the little scrubs, and you can make another biscuit. You can sort of pat it together, however you want to do it. But we are going to pop these in the oven at 450, and then they're gonna turn out so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? Do you see these mounds of heaven? That's what I like. Pillows, really. They are so flaky. They are so incredible. Like, you will love them. I love to brush the tops with butter when I'm done. Just a nice little brush when they come out of the oven. You can also brush them on the tops in the oven too, and they'll help them make this gorgeous brown color as well. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, come on, just come on. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. And then just, here's the inside. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at that perfect biscuit flavor. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna enjoy these, probably the entire plate. I'm so sorry you're not here to enjoy them with me, but this is Jocelyn Delk Adams again from Grandbaby Cakes. And I'm cooking in pajamas with Today Food. Thanks so much for joining me.
Got a lot to celebrate this weekend, not just Father's Day on Sunday, but this Saturday is Juneteenth, which is the celebration of the end of slavery in the United States. And Jocelyn Delk Adams, she's serving up something special.
She sure is. The cookbook author and founder of Grandbaby Cakes is sharing her family's recipe for lemon lime soda cake. Hey, Jocelyn.
Hey, Jocelyn. How are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderful, and I'm so excited to share this recipe. It's been in my family forever. In fact, it was the first cake that I ever learned to bake, so it's super special.
All right. So how old were you when you learned how to bake this?
About 8 or 9.
Oh, good. So Jen and I can learn.
So we can do
it. We're just making sure.
You can definitely do this.
You can do it now.
Okay. So what's the first step?
So the first step is we want to start with creaming our butter and our sugar and our salt. And we want to get it to an incredible consistency because one thing about this cake is it doesn't have any leavening in it. So you usually have like a baking soda or a baking powder that gives a cake a lift. But in this instance, we're actually going to give this cake a lot of air from the creaming period. So you don't even need the leavening. And you want to get it this gorgeous color like this. And you can sort of see it's fluffy, it's light, and it's airy. And that's exactly what you want your butter and your sugar to look like.
If you don't have that kind of a mixer, can you still can you make it with a spoon?
Absolutely. Well, you know, you may not want to do it by hand. That might take you a long time. But if you have like a hand mixer, definitely go for that with a bowl, like, because the creaming period is so essential and you want to give it as much time as possible. And that could take a lot of time by hand, y'all. And ain't nobody got time for that, right?
So you're starting
next
with the
I'm
eggs.
adding in my eggs here. And we love eggs because they add richness and so much deliciousness to our cake and structure, of course. And then finally, I'm going to start adding in cake flour. My mom is all about cake flour because it really lightens the batter. And it also makes sure that you don't have like a heavy cake. You know, you don't want this to be too dense.
Is cake flour different than the kind that you just get in the bag at the store?
It absolutely is. So like all-purpose flour and cake flour are very different because of its gluten production. So it's a difference in terms of the protein amounts. And this is going to create a lighter lighter cake than, say, using an all-purpose flour.
Okay, got it.
So we're going to get all of our flour in there, and I actually have a swap here because this is exactly what you want your finished batter to look like. Just really beautiful and luscious. Oh my goodness. You could just pick up the spoon right now and go for it, but we're going to bake this up, right? So now I'm going to add this right into my bundt pan, and this is going to bake for really low and slow at about 315 for about maybe 75 minutes. And then also, once we get that baked up, you get that right into your pan. Oh, let me get that back up there. Once you get that baked up, we have this gorgeous cake that comes out. It's so golden. Look at this. Isn't this just, oh my gosh, it's so good, right? And it comes from all the airiness from the lemon lime soda. That is my mom's secret with this cake. The carbonation just adds so much to the cake. It's absolutely incredible.
So does the lemon lime soda go in with the cream, all the creaming stuff?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. You're going to put that in after you put in your flour, and then that's really the trick to give you this gorgeous, gorgeous batter. And then finally, we're going to ice this baby, right? Because everyone loves a cake, but like with a pound cake, like I got to have some icing.
Yes.
So I've got some confectioner sugar here. I've got some more of that lemon lime soda. And then I also have a little lemon extract, and I'm just going to mix that up, get that nice and smooth.
And you're just going to drizzle that on your cake?
Yes.
Love it.
And I love this part because my daughter loves to do this part.
The icing
so
part's
she's
the best
3.
for kids.
Oh, well,
I know, right? They love to do that.
Jocelyn, it looks delicious. Thank you for sharing that special family recipe with us.
Absolutely.
There you go. It's coming. Oh, you got to just look. Oh, yeah. To get that recipe, head to today.com/food. Oh, yum.
Awesome.
It is Make Ahead Monday, desserts on the menu with 2 great recipes that'll earn you brownie points. We've got Jocelyn Delk Adams from Grandbaby Cakes. Good morning, Jocelyn.
Good morning. How are you today?
Well, going to be all the better for this perfect brownie recipe. Let's get started on the batter.
Yes, so I've got some melted butter in my mixer here, and I'm going to add in 2 sugars. This is why these are so perfect, because they have that great chewy consistency. So I love to use both granulated sugar and brown sugar.
Yum.
Dark brown or light brown sugar?
You know what? If you really want to go chewy, you go dark brown. If you want like a nice sort of kind of in-between balance, then go with the lighter.
Okay. I didn't know there was a difference.
So I want to get that mixed really, really well. And then I'm going to start adding in my eggs. I've got 2 eggs and they're room temperature. That's very important. And I'm going to add them in one at a time into our batter.
Jocelyn, as you're making these, I made these when you were supposed to be on a couple weeks ago, but had a power outage or something. And I made them because they sounded so good. And I'm noticing there's a couple things that I didn't quite do right. And I loved them the first time, so I can't wait to do it again. And you say, like, whisking the eggs is important.
It's like a foolproof recipe, pretty much. Like, yes, the whisking of the eggs. I find that people love that crackly top on a brownie. And the whisking of the eggs is so key to that. If you whisk them really, really, really well, like take some time with that, you'll get that perfect, gorgeous, crackly top.
And then you put in the flour, right? I didn't even realize you can overmix flour, but I guess you can.
Yes, you can, because as soon as you start to get that flour in, that's when you're going to activate your gluten, right? And we don't want tough brownies. We want to make sure that we just get it in just enough to where it's kind of in the batter and it's smooth enough, and then stop.
You're not worried about clumps?
And you're done. Yeah, you don't want to worry too much about clumps. You want it to be nice and smooth, but I find that people sort of just overdo it. They're like, I got to get it like perfect. And it's like, you don't need to worry about that. It's perfectly fine to just do it that way.
And Jocelyn, really quickly, put them in the pan to make sure they come out clean. What do you do with the pan?
Yes. So, lovely tip here. I love to add my parchment right into the pan. And here is my swap out of my batter. And this actually helps. So, like, when you're done with the baking, you can pull this right out of your pan without having to, like, go through all the crazy messiness.
That's yummy. And then we're making ice cream. So are we making ice cream sandwiches?
After you make the perfect brownie, you're making it even better.
Yes, so like if you have any leftovers, and that's something that I find like I usually don't like. People eat our brownies and then they're gone in like 2 seconds,
brownies?
And I'm like, hey, right, exactly. Like if you actually have leftover brownies, then this is like a fun thing to do. I've got 2 types of ice cream here, and I just grab some of my like 2 pieces of brownie, or you can split them in half if you like a thinner consistency. And I just grab an ice cream scoop. Add right to the center of this baby.
Wow. That looks good. Jocelyn, you are living right. You look so beautiful this morning. Can I just tell you with that yellow?
Thank you.
Hey, Jocelyn, really quickly.
On the brownie sandwiches.
Could you make twice the batter and freeze the brownies after they're baked?
Well, what I do is I take the leftovers and I just, whenever I have them, I take 2 pieces of brownie, or I split a brownie in half, and then I just add the ice cream right to the center.
All right. Jocelyn, thanks so much.
They're delicious.
Always great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Okie doke. For these recipes, head to today.com/food.